bit of a different product today. We are taking a look at a soundbar that's not quite focused on music. Hey guys, we have the Samsung HW-Q990B 11.1.4 channel soundbar system with us today. And if you're looking for a really good, sort of all-in-one sound system for your home, this is actually a really good choice. Before we get into the review, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. Before we start, a slight disclaimer. This is actually the most ideal choice if you're looking at sort of overhauling your entire home entertainment system from your TV to the speakers. And if you're looking at Samsung, that is, because there's a really cool feature in the soundbar that only works with selected 2022 Samsung TVs, and that's the option to use Dolby Atmos wirelessly, but more on that later. Let's talk design first. The soundbar is pretty wide at around 1.2-ish meters, so I would say that in order to not let it look unproportionate, you would probably have to get a TV that's around 60 to 80 inches. This 2022 Samsung TV that we have it paired with is 75 inches, and it's a pretty decent size pairing. You might be a bit shocked at the 2,399 Singapore dollar or 1,999 US dollar price tag, but do keep in mind that this actually comes with a subwoofer as well as 2 rear speakers. Again, placement is important because these are individually powered, so wherever you place them, you will need a power socket or two. Thankfully, Samsung did provide speaker stands for our video today, but the speaker stands do not come with the soundbar, so they need to be purchased individually for the rear speakers. The soundbar itself has 11 drivers, all around the front, sides, and top, while the rear speakers come with 3 drivers, one in front, one on the side, and one on top. The subwoofer has, well, the bass channel. You get 2 HDMI inputs on the soundbar, an optical digital input, and 1 HDMI eARC port for connecting to your TV. And while that's all nice and dandy, do take note that this soundbar does not actually support 4K 120Hz pass-through. So if you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, you will have to plug that in directly to your TV instead of through the soundbar. There's also Bluetooth, AirPlay 2, and Wi-Fi streaming on the soundbar, but the real highlight of this soundbar has to be the wireless Dolby Atmos feature. It is, as I mentioned earlier, only available if you have a compatible 2022 Samsung TV, but it's actually kind of amazing. It's not lossless, of course, but hey, it's easy to set up. Additionally, if you have a Samsung phone, you can actually tap it on the soundbar and it will connect that way too. The soundbar can also be controlled via the Samsung SmartThings app, which is fuss-free. There is also a remote control included in the box, and it works perfectly fine with no sort of input delay or lag. But these are still powered on batteries, and it doesn't come with the solar charging that the remote for the TVs come with. But let's talk sound quality, starting with movies and shows. This has to be one of the better Dolby Atmos soundbars that I've tried, and a particularly striking moment for me was when I was watching Extraction on Netflix. There's this gunfight scene at 39:40 where Chris Hemsworth's character takes a shot, and the bullet ricochets off a wall out of the shot. And that ping actually came very distinctly and clearly out of the rear left speaker. I remember this quite vividly because I was actually looking at my phone during that scene, and when that ping came out from the rear left speaker, I actually got a bit of a shock because I thought that something had dropped behind me. We'll give you a listen, but do keep in mind that you might not really be able to hear the placement or the surround sound quite as clearly because of your speakers or your headphones. Same thing for games, by the way. Sounds follow the way your character's facing, so voices can switch from being in front of you to your rear left or right very smoothly when your character moves, which helps to avoid breaking immersion in RPGs and the likes. There's also this Q Symphony feature that works with Samsung TVs, allowing the up-firing and side-firing speakers on Samsung TVs to be used in tandem with the soundbar system for even more immersiveness. Even without it though, the soundbar is very, very impressive in terms of separation and positioning. Nothing feels cramped, and the soundstage is incredibly wide and high. You get an excellent sense of verticality when it comes to stuff like helicopters or planes flying overhead. Voices are also very clear and sharp, which is great because most people will most likely be using the soundbar predominantly for movies and shows. There's also plenty of rumble and bass thanks to the subwoofer, and the soundbar is honestly quite hard to find fault with when used for movies. As for music, it's honestly still quite impressive. While we don't have an Apple TV box for true Atmos music, the tracks we tested still sounded quite incredible on the system. One that comes to mind immediately is Somebody That I Used to Know. The instrument separation and imaging is really quite impressive. We were listening to the track and there was this part in the song where there's a sort of knocking, and my colleague and I actually thought that, there was someone knocking on the door of our office. Right, Brian?
Yep.
That's how spacious and distinct the system is. While we can't use copyrighted music for our sound test, here are some copyright-free tracks so that you can take a listen. And yeah, that's about it for the review. It's just really good. It's expensive, yeah, but if you want something that sounds really good, you want a clean wireless setup, and you're planning on getting a 2022 Samsung TV, then it's kind of a no-brainer. These sound so good, you should actually get them even if you don't have a Samsung TV. Just do Dolby Atmos wired. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Samsung HW-Q990B soundbar system. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to us and like this video. Till the next one, see you guys!